Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the purchase order transaction processing. This tutorial will be divided in 3 parts, and today we're going to start with part 1. And part 1 will include the following: the status flow for purchase order entry, adding a local currency purchase order with stocked and comment lines, adding a foreign currency purchase order, adding a non-stocked and other charges foreign purchase order, copying a purchase order, and lastly, canceling a purchase order. Now let's take a look at the status flow for purchase order entry. Firstly, when entering an order, it is assigned a status of 0, which means that the order is in process. When you end the order, it moves to a status of 1. That means that the order is ready to print. When you print the order, it then moves to a status of 4, meaning that the order has been printed. Lastly, when the order is completed and receipted in stock and the purchase order purge is run, the order moves to a status of 9. And that means that the order is complete. Now let's start with the rest of the tutorial. So we're going to start by going to purchase orders, and then we're going to go to purchase order processing, and we're going to go to purchase order entry. I'm just going to make that bigger. Okay. So right here, you're going to enter the supplier. So in our case, it's going to be 1, and we're going to tap off. As you can see, immediately when we tap off, you can see that the purchase order status is on 0, which means that it is in process. And when we come here to order dates, all the dates are defaulted to the current date on the system. So if you want to change these dates, you're able to. For example, let me change the due date and make it the 21st of May. We're going to come here on the order information, and here we're going to enter the buyer or scroll for the buyer. So in this case, it's going to be Peter Smith. We could have easily typed in PS or scrolled for Peter Smith. So we're going to select, okay, and we're going to scroll down. Here on shipping instructions, it is road. You could always change that to your preference. And we're going to scroll down. Now we're going to come down here on the order discount. So this is the discount percentage. Do you want it to be less or plus? Whatever amount. So for this example, we're going to select less, and we're going to go here on the discount percent 1, and we're going to enter 10. So you can enter up to 3 discount values. For now, we're just going to enter 1. And now we're going to enter the details for this purchase order. Then we're going to go to add lines. And here you can see stocked and non-stocked. So we're going to select stocked. And here you're going to enter the warehouse details. And here you're going to enter the stock code. And in our case, it is A301, and we're going to tap off. As you can see, the description has populated on the screen, and we're going to scroll down to quantity and enter the quantity of our order, which is 10, and we're going to tap off, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to the price. As you can see, that is the current price, and we're going to go to save. I'm going to say okay, and as you can see, an order line has been added at the bottom. So now we're going to enter our second line of this purchase order. In this case, it is A303, and we're going to tap off. As you can see again, the description has populated on our screen. We're going to scroll down to quantity and enter the order quantity. And we're going to tap off, scroll down to check if the price is correct, and there we have the price, and we're going to go to save. We're going to say okay. And now the second line of this purchase order has been added. And now we're going to add a comment for this purchase order. So we're going to go here on comment. Here you can enter something along the lines of, please ensure that the goods are bubble wrapped and secure. And we're going to save and exit. Now here you can specify if you want that comment to be specific for an order line. So if you don't want it to be that way, if you want that comment to be for the whole purchase order, you can just say accept. If you want that comment to be specific for a certain purchase order line, you can just take this box and then choose the order line, and then choose the order line here, and you can say accept. And there you have your comment there. And now we're going to end order. So here you can print, maybe even preview, or continue with the order. But in our case, we are going to end the order. And that's it. And that's it. I'm going to say close. So we're going to go to purchase orders, purchase order processing, purchase order entry. And here we're going to enter the supplier, and in this case it's 4, and we're going to tap off. As you can see, the currency is different because this is a foreign supplier. So the purchase order date again is set to the current date in the system, and we can always change the due date. So we're going to take a look at the exchange rate details. So here where it says fixed rate, when you say not fixed, you are unable to change the exchange rate or enter any value. However, if you want to change the value, you can say fixed and you'll be able to change the exchange rate. So we are going to say not fixed to keep it the way it is, and we're going to say add lines to our purchase order. So in this case, our stock code is going to be A110. Going to tap off. As you can see, the description populates and you can see the currency right below that, and we're going to enter our quantity details, let's say 5, and we're going to scroll down to the price. So here, as you can see, the price is not there. We're going to manually enter the price, which is $6.15, and we're going to save. Going to say okay. As you can see, our line has been added, and of course if there's another line to the purchase order, you can continue to add more lines. We're going to end this purchase order. As you can see, our document type is now foreign, and again you can print or preview or even continue with the order. In our case, we're going to end this order. I'm going to close the program and close. We're going to start by going to purchase orders, and then we're going to go to purchase order processing, and we're going to go to purchase order entry. Here again, we're going to enter the supplier. So supplier 4, the purchase order date, I'm going to leave as is. The due date, I'm going to change it. Then we're going to scroll down. Again, it's a foreign supplier, so as you can see, the exchange rate has populated there. And we're going to scroll down. We're going to enter the buyer details. In this case, it's going to be Jenny again, and we're going to say JD. We're going to tap off. We're going to leave everything else as is, and then we're going to scroll down, and we're going to come here to shipping instructions. This time we're going to change from road to air. So we're going to type in air, and we're going to add lines. So this is not a stocked item, it is a non-stocked item. So here we're going to enter the non-stocked code. So in this case, we're going to say 300, and we're going to tap off. Here we're going to type in the description of this non-stocked code, right? So we're going to say it is a special tricycle. Go. Okay. And we're going to tap off. Here we're going to enter the quantity of the order. We're going to say 2, and we're going to continue to tap off. Or rather, let's scroll down. And we're going to scroll all the way down to the product class, and we're going to search here for special, and we're going to select, and we're going to scroll down. We're going to come here to the price, and we're going to enter the price for this, which is 85, and we're going to tap off, and we're going to save. We're going to say okay. As you can see, the order line has been added. So now we're going to add freight to this purchase order. So right here, we're going to say foreign. And as you can see, the currency is already there, and we're going to enter the amount. Tap off. And we're going to save. We're going to say okay. As you can see, the freight line has been added. And now we're going to now enter the packaging as well. So miscellaneous charges. And here we're going to enter the description. So we're going to say packing. And we're going to tap off. And here we're going to select foreign. Going to tap off again. And here we're going to enter the amount. And we're going to save. We're going to say okay. Now, as you can see, we have our non-stocked item, our freight item, and we have our miscellaneous charges item. So now we're going to end this order. Again, you can print, preview, or even continue with this order. In this example, we're going to end the order right here. And we're going to close and close again. So copying a purchase order is helpful because if, for example, you always order the same products with the same amount of quantity, then you're able to copy it continuously. You don't have to re-enter the information, and therefore you save time. So this is how this can be helpful. So we're going to go to purchase orders, and we're going to go to purchase order processing, purchase order entry. And now we're going to go to function. We're going to say copy. Now here is the purchase order we are copying from. So we're going to select here. So let's take this purchase order, for example. Select. Okay, perfect. And here, copy to which supplier we copying this purchase order to. Again, I'm going to scroll for a supplier. One. What's the currency? Okay, perfect. Okay. Again, here you can enter the purchase order date. Okay, and we can enter the due date. Okay, and we can also select the warehouse. Okay. And everything else we're going to leave as is, and we're going to go to copy. Okay, and we're going to say okay. Purchase order has been copied. Do you wish to maintain this purchase order? If you want to maintain this purchase order, you can say yes and even make changes to the purchase order. But for this example, we're going to say no. And we're going to close here, and that's it. So we're going to go to purchase orders, we're going to go to purchase order processing, and we're going to go to purchase order entry. And here we're going to say function, and we're going to go to purchase order maintenance. And here we're going to put in the order number, or we can even search for one. And let's just select this one, and we're going to say select. As you can see, this is the purchase order. And we're going to go to file, and we're going to cancel purchase order. And we're going to say OK. And now the purchase order is cancelled. I'm going to close the program. We have reached the end of part 1 of the purchase order transaction processing. Please stay tuned for part 2 in next week's video. Be sure to like, comment which videos you'd like to see next, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new videos. Thank you for watching.